Hello YouTube, Totalhenry here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys a sketchbook that I called sort of my people sketchbook. This was a sketchbook that most of the work came in when I was a senior in high school and just sort of doodling in class. And I'm just going to go through this really quick and just show you some of my own personal illustrations, because that's something I want to start doing more in this channel, is showing some of my own art. And I'll try to make this video as fast as possible. I don't want this to go on too long. Here are just some sketches I did on the back of the sketchbook. I like to doodle on the back, so some of these are a little bit faded. I'll try not to spend too long on any one illustration. I don't know, I might comment a little bit, but if you read the front cover of the sketchbook when I showed it, some of the early ones, like these ones right here, I was about 14, I was a freshman in high school. And also some of the early ones, as you can see, well, not this one. So some of these are okay, some of these are pretty good, but most of these I think are pretty bad. As I was saying, a lot of the ones at the beginning were based on this Manga Mania by Christopher Hart. These were just poses that I thought were cool. And again, a lot of this art right here isn't great. This one isn't too bad. The head might be a little bit too big. I'm trying to show you this kind of fast, because some of my other sketchbook videos were like a half-hour long thing, and I don't want this video to go on for half an hour. Here's a one that's pretty detailed. I don't know. I don't usually draw female characters in that sort of shoujo style. Okay, this is when we sort of start getting into more sort of original work. I remember this was based on a photograph I just found on the internet of a guy wearing a suit, and I don't know. I think it's okay. I think at the time I probably was pretty happy with this. This next little section here is just illustrations from Mark Crilley's Mastering Manga. Some more illustrations from that one, from Master Manga. I think the old lady one came out pretty nicely. But again, I'm just sort of copying stuff from his book. I don't usually draw manga characters with hair that's sort of slicked back. I don't know if you would call that hair slicked back, but that was fun doing. It's probably something I should try a little bit more. This is a kissing pose. I think this didn't come out all that great. That's kissing is something I haven't really tried to draw. Here's sort of an original. I think for some reason, as I was glancing through this before making this video, as I was looking through the sketchbook, I feel like this was based on a pose I saw somewhere, but I can't remember. But I actually really like this one. I don't know. I think it looks cool. I mean, I could probably make it a little bit more detailed. You're gonna see a trend, like a lot of similar poses and faces. Back then, I was just like drawing manga over and over again. This is something I copied from a Gatorade ad. I'm trying to remember what athlete this is. This might be Usain Bolt, the track and field sprinter. Doesn't really look like him, but I don't know. Again, I'm still learning. And this was, I think, based on something from Kura no Basket. But I think the problem with this pose is the elbows right here should be resting on the legs and not just floating up in the air. And also the chair's not really there. But I do like the subtle shading by like his shoulders and like the near the bicep. I think that came out pretty nicely. This is another one that I'm kind of pleased with. It's Argon from My Shield 21 Volume 20. I think I did this one pretty fast, just sort of a quick sketch. This one is decent. At the time, I was a huge boxing fan. I'd been reading a lot of Hajime no Ippo, so there's quite a few boxing images here. You can see I did sort of the Hajime no Ippo, tons and tons of sweat. There's the WBO World Championship band. There are quite a few pages in here of just sort of random doodles. Most of these came from like I think I did in history class. I don't know what I was going for there with that face, but I don't know. This is kind of an interesting one. I remember a kid saw me doodling in class. I think he saw this one. I told him that it was him, and I was drawing him in jail and whatever. This is one of a demon I did. Thought he'd be like sitting on like a tombstone, and I didn't put a lot of effort into most of these sketches. This one I don't really like, and I don't even think I liked it while I was drawing it. I think maybe I was basing this on like Mr. Incredible from the movie The Incredibles, which I actually don't like, but here's another boxing one. And that same kid I told you that I was sort of drawing in jail, who was in my class, he commented on this one, and he said he liked it. I think the arm around the guy boxer's neck is way too long and looks weird, but whatever. I've struggled a lot with proportions. This is another sort of Hajime no Ippo style drawing. Just beat up, bruised guy. It's very intense. I don't like this one. The head is way too small. That one hurts. Looking at it, that one hurts. Here's another random page of sketches, Sharingan, and just light little sketches here. I don't know. I might have had a character in mind I was basing this off of, but I forget. I think you can find manga or tons of examples for stuff like that. This was Ice Shield 21. I actually really like this one. I think this one came out nicely. I enjoy drawing the Ice Shield 21 characters, especially the football helmets. I think that's always fun to draw. I sort of like the juxtaposition of the super solid line or smooth lines in the helmet and then the super sketchy lines on the body. But it was just sort of my way of, like, I wasn't confident with the body. This is kind of an interesting one. This guy was all chained up. The hands look weird. I don't think I should be showing all 4 of the knuckles like that. I should sometimes show you guys good artwork on this channel, like artwork that I'm actually proud of, as opposed to manga illustrations that look like you can see them anywhere and are super generic. This one isn't half bad. I think the arm right here is a little bit weird with that elbow. I don't know. This one, as I said, that one's not half bad. Kind of struggling for stuff to say here. I like the shading on this one right there. I think that one's kind of cool. Drawing characters from this angle, or sort of 3-point or 3/4 view with their mouths open, that's probably something I can get better at. And you see that a lot in mangas like Fairy Tail with Natsu always shouting and stuff like that. I like the beard. I like that one. Okay, here's some different. These are sort of gesture drawings of my classmates in class, just because, as I said, I was bored. I don't know if I said that, but I was bored, so I drew it. It's not super great. And of course, we go immediately back to manga. I like to draw characters wearing suits. That's just something that I feel like I can draw decently without a reference. This is a drawing that looks like I planned to do more, or I planned to spend more time on, but I ultimately didn't. Just a character walking through the hallway. I don't know if you can see the sketches or lines I did for the hallway. This was an idea of like a sort of smart kid with like a huge bodyguard behind him. I kind of like his face. I kind of like this one, even though I think his neck might be way too thick, and I don't know. There are probably proportional problems. Ooh, this one's kind of weird. Ooh, I kind of like this one. I like drawing with pen. Drawing with pen's fun, and drawing folds on. This was based on my own sweatshirt at the time. I still have it, but drawing folds is always fun, and drawing in pen is fun. It forces you to think a lot on the way you're gonna draw, because you can't go back and change stuff. I feel like this is based on something, or maybe this is just super generic and I'm just copying stuff. But I think this is kind of cool. I could probably put a lot more detail into that one. Here are just some poses. I like the fire in his eyes. That's kind of cool. I should incorporate that into something. Sort of sketches. This character jumping in the air. It's sort of like almost like a Spider-Man-esque pose. Occasionally I like to experiment with like super cartoony expressions. I think that's kind of fun. Then the other character reacting to it. These big eyebrows. I'm not really a fan of drawing big eyebrows, but I thought I'd give it a try here. I remember having a specific idea for like a story, or I had characters in mind for this one, but I forget it now. I've always struggled with the forearm. Like, what does a muscular forearm look like? Because everyone knows about the deltoid and the biceps, but there's no real good like forearm muscle. If that makes any sense. Like, there's no like the forearm isn't something that is often like seen as being muscular, and I just never know how to draw it. I think the bottom one's just a sketch of a classmate again. Here's another sketch of a classmate. That might actually be a girl. Probably is. I don't know. I think this one's, oops, this one's kind of like a zombie character, and I drew it in pen. I kind of like this one just because it's different. I think it looks like I had fun with it. More sort of same old stuff. Another character in a suit. Okay, almost done here. This looks like this is similar to the other one of the two guys with their big muscular arms, in the sense that I had probably had a story idea planned, but I didn't get very far. The character right here, I feel like his head is like being squeezed inside that hat, and the neck is off. Or the necks are very big on a lot of my characters. I also feel like the arm right here is like being squeezed in that shirt. I should probably spend more time studying body proportions and stuff. I kind of like this one. I think the body's off. And the scar on the abs looks weird. I kind of like the hand down here. I don't have a lot of sketches in here that I'm proud of. I guess when you're drawing in class and you kind of have to take notes and pay attention, it's kind of hard to create something that you're proud of. Plus, whenever I draw, I tend to use a lot of reference material, just to make sure that I get poses. And as I was saying before, with like the forearms being tricky, I would use Google Images and find a picture of like a bodybuilder, or just find some picture of some athlete who's in really good shape. Here's another detailed sketch. This is a little more detailed, sort of gesture drawing with kids in class. I always found it hard to draw like the angle of the desk, and then like there's all the other desks in the classroom. I always found that angle kind of challenging. This is sort of different, more American comic style approach, I guess. Almost done. Nothing much to say about this page right here. It's just sort of like 1920, 1940 detective guy. It's always a pose that I thought looked cool, and I've tried to draw a number of times, but it's never really come out super well. It's like Dragon Ball Z right here, and a random floating head. I think at this point I was just drawing random stuff, trying to finish this page as soon as possible, or trying to finish this book. Nothing much to say here, and last sketch is just this guy on the back cover, sort of Hajime no Ippo-esque. And that is it for my people sketchbook. This is basically my senior history class is right here in the sketchbook. If you made it to the end of this video, this is kind of a long video, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing and sharing my videos with your friends. And let me know if you guys like seeing my artwork. I have tons more sketchbooks and tons more finished art that is actually good that I can show you. But thank you for watching this video.